Welcome to the Gun Fu Training Channel. My name is Jeff, and in today's private security episode, I'm going to review 2 tactical pins that I had purchased for use on the job. So for details on that, stay tuned. Okay, let's talk about tactical pins. Now, first off, I just want to let you folks know I'm neither endorsing these products nor am I receiving any compensation for talking about these 2 particular products online. They just happen to be pins that I purchased for my own use on the job, and I had some experiences with them that I wanted to share with you guys to help you make good decisions if you choose to buy a tactical pin. So, what is a tactical pin? Well, first and foremost, it's a pin, and it serves a good purpose for writing. If you're working private security, you have a post log that you have to sign into and out of each day. You probably have a daily activity report. You're going to need to write that down throughout the course of your shift. And if you're smart, you're carrying a little notepad in your pocket, and you can use that pen to quickly jot down license plate numbers, descriptions of people of interest, contact information, names, and phone numbers, or even a timeline if something happened on the job and you need to kind of write out a little narrative and make some quick notes that will later go into your daily activity report. It's nice to have a pen to do so. Now, I've used my iPhone in the past for that sort of thing, but to be honest with you, to open up the Notes app and then to type it in, sometimes it just doesn't work as well as flipping open a notepad and just jotting something down really, really quick. Second use for a tactical pen is the tactical side. And that's broken down into 2 areas. One's for breaking glass, the other is for defensive purposes. So let's talk about breaking glass. These tactical pins have usually a tungsten tip. It's very tiny, very sharp, which can be used to break into a car. Let's say here in Texas where it gets quite warm in the summertime, you have a pet or, heaven forbid, a small child that was left in an automobile while someone went into the store, and maybe the windows were mostly rolled up, it's getting hot in there, and it becomes life-threatening. Okay? If you need to get that kiddo or that pet out of there, a tactical pin is a way that you can break that glass very, very easily. It's tempered glass, so it'll break into little bitty pieces and just kind of fall away, and then you can rescue the pet or rescue the kiddo that happens to be in there. The other use of a tactical pin is for defensive purposes. So as a guard, you're probably, if you're in Texas and you're a commissioned guard, a level 3, you're probably carrying a handgun, pepper spray, and a baton. Okay, a tactical pin offers you just another tool in the toolkit for less lethal usage. Okay, so you don't have to resort to your gun. That can be the last thing. You have your pepper spray if you're into that, a conductive energy weapon if you carry one of those. Me, I carry a baton as well as the gun, and I also carry a tactical pin. So I'm going to cover some actual techniques, physical techniques for using a tactical pin in a later video. In addition to having practiced Wing Chun for the past 37 years, since about the mid-90s, I've also practiced the Latosa Eskrima system. Started learning that when I was in Germany. And in the Eskrima system, you use palm sticks, you use short sticks, you use edged weapons, the whole 9 yards. And someone who is trained to use a palm stick that has a tactical pin actually has a really, really good weapon at their disposal. So now we're going to shift, and I'm going to take an up-close video of the pins themselves and kind of discuss the pros and cons. So let's take a look at that. The first pin we're going to take a look at is the Atomic Bear Tactical. Purchased this on Amazon for about $15, and it came with 1 additional ballpoint refill. It's got the tungsten tip. Also has a little bit of a tip here that if you put your thumb on it, it doesn't poke your thumb, but it gives your thumb a little bit more friction if you're going to have to poke with this pin. When I first got this pin, I really liked it generally. I thought it was a nice pin, but I ran into an issue. You have to open it and switch it around to use the pin side and do the same thing to put it away to use the tungsten tip. That's not so much a problem, but the problem I did run into, and I don't know if the video will catch this, is there is a small rubber gasket inside there. And let me see if I can use a flashlight to illuminate that for you guys. there's a little rubber gasket on the inside of there, and they sent 1 or 2 extras with the pen when I purchased it. Not really sure why they had sent it initially, but then I was on the job and I had opened this pen up, and when I popped it open rather quickly, that gasket fell out. And let me tell you, I could not put it back in that evening on the job. I actually had to take it home, and it took me about 15 minutes with a paper clip to get the gasket back in there. When that gasket falls out, this pen will not stay together. Neither end will stay in the pen. So I found that as being a big negative, and I was willing to give it a shot, but I had the same thing happen again on the job. So I started looking for a different alternative. So that is the Atomic Bear Tactical. Really a nice pen, but my problem is the little gasket thing that keeps falling out. Now this pen, you can see it's already got a little bit of wear on it. Obviously made in China. The name is Origin Joy. So they have often some weird names for their products. This is also a tungsten steel. They call it a military tactical pen. Now this was interesting because this pen came in a set of 2. Okay, the Atomic Bear was a single pen with 1 refill, and it was $15. This pen actually came in a set of 2 with 8 ballpoint refills, and it was only $10 for 2 of them. I like it because you can expose the pen by just twisting, okay, which is kind of a nice feature. I can tell you one thing though with this pen, the tungsten tip on this thing is extremely sharp. And if you put it in one of your side pockets, utility pockets, and you stick your hand in the pocket, I don't know if the scars still show, did that last week, went to put my hand in my pocket, and that pen cut my hand open. Left 3 nice little cuts there. So it is a great pen. I like that I can just twist it and it'll open the pen and close the pen. I like that this thing is rather sharp, but I'm always careful where I put this on my uniform in my utility pants pockets when I'm going to wear it on the job. So again, I'm not being paid to endorse either of these products. I'm just telling you my own experience. My experience is $10 for 2 of these pens that you just twist them and they open, twist and they close. They're pretty durable. You can see I've put some wear and tear on these already. I think this is really more bang for your buck, no pun intended. And the one thing that I noticed today when I started to film this video, the clips on these 2 pens are exactly the same. So I would assume that this Atomic Bear, I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume maybe it's made in China too. Perhaps they all use the same standard parts and whatnot, but for your money, and again, I know it has kind of a silly name, Origin Joy. 2 of these, $10 on Amazon. I think it was a really nice purchase, and I find it useful when I'm on the job. Okay, well, I hope you found that information interesting and of use to you if you're looking at buying a tactical pen. In closing, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Definitely be sure to hit the like button if you could, and also subscribe. You know, those really do help us out. The more subscribers we have, the easier we are to find on YouTube. If you're working a post tonight, always remember, be safe, keep your head on a swivel. I want you guys here next time to see the next episode, so take care of yourselves tonight. And thanks again for watching. We will see you guys next time.